Good morning. Hey, baby. Precious. How you doing, baby? Happy Thursday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya, when you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe. Look at some of the videos. If you see anything that you like, any one of them, I don't care which one it is, because it's a couple of them with the radio show, it's a couple of them with me painting, it's a couple of some everything on YouTube, but mainly Coffee and Conversation. That's the message I'm really trying to get out there, you know. So yeah, just share, guys. I appreciate it. Love you a long time. Yeah. So today, y'all, it's gonna be a little long one because this ain't even in the syllabus. So that means I ain't wrote nothing down. I had to really jot something down today. It took me a couple minutes to do so. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do the best I can. I'm trying to get through it as quickly as possible and still try to make some type of point. I don't even know what message you're gonna get out of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. You might get a couple of them today because it was just answering a question. So it might not be nothing to nobody. You know, it ain't a part of the syllabus, you know. But I gotta honor my DMs, and they've been building up. So that means people been following me more. People been watching. They've been looking at the videos. They're commenting more. If you look at some of the videos, you see people's commenting, and I'm welcoming all of it. I'm welcoming all of it. That's what I want. That's what I want. So let me see what the DM was. Let's see what they said, what they asked. All right. They said, why didn't I let her live with him? Meaning the youngest child. Why I didn't let her go live with the dad? As if him being the primary caregiver Monday through Friday, me on weekends. They seen a video where, because I'm going to try to stick to the script because it's the DM. They watched the video and they heard me say that we only talked about 9 times. Now, this might be a message for you. That's a no-no. Now, and I say no-no in 2 different ways. It's a no-no, meaning we did talk more than 9 times, but not many. It was a little exaggeration. I was being funny, okay? But we didn't talk as much as we should have talked, considering that we shared a child and the fact that we both were involved in her life the way that we were, you know. The fact that we both attended events together, all her award ceremonies, all of her games, the fact that she was involved in so many different things, that means that we saw each other often, right? So, again, I didn't even know things were as bad as they were. I didn't know his feelings, his intentions. I thought we were on the same page for a very, very long time. Okay, let me just express that to you. So, therefore, we did not talk as much as we should have. And like I told you in the co-parenting workshop, we got a whole workshop dedicated just to communication. How you can communicate with one another. Good morning, Instagram. Hey, basking, baby. Mwah. Yep, how you communicate with each other. How you got to talk to each other now that you're not in a relationship. It's certain words you don't use. I mean, it's a lot that we talk about when we get into that communication workshop. Because it's very important. Y'all have to talk more now that y'all not together under the same roof than y'all did if y'all was. So that was a jokey joke, but yeah, it was to the truth. Only 9 times, and each time that we did speak, it would be the day before school, and him asking if she can come live with him, right? Now I don't know what that means. I don't know what come live with him means because in my eyes, we shared her equally. She was with me Monday through Friday. I was in charge of taking her to school, taking her to practice all through the week. She was with him on the weekends and most of the summers. And even on the summers, if she had a summer job, I was coming to pick her up. Or if I had an activity or something going on, I would come and pick her up. Because you got to keep in mind, I have a radio show. Okay? My children came to the show. They were welcome to come whenever. I was grooming my children to work behind the scenes with the camera. I went and bought a nice camera for them to learn how to use. Right? So, yep. Radio show. I have a book, so we were filming a trailer for the book. The last project we did was over there at the city airport. I linked up with a guy that has a program that teaches children how to fly. City Airport has a program where they teach children how to fly. So we filmed part of the trailer there. So they met them. The children were able to go see antique airplanes. He talked to them about the program. So if any of them were interested in learning how to fly, they had first-hand experience right there and knowledge, right? So would always ask if she could stay, and I would always say no. He would always say, did you talk to your daughter? Did you talk to your daughter? And I say, talk to her about what? So the other day, somebody had made a comment, and they were asking about me putting pressure on her to make it seem as if because she pulled out the family that everybody just went to hell. And that's not the point, but that's how they insinuated it in the comment, right? No, the pressure was put on there when you're pressuring her to tell me she don't want to live with me. Because from a child's perspective, what reason wouldn't she have to want to live with her mom, right? First of all, she was chauffeur driven everywhere she went. Let's just throw that out there. Every day to school, pick up, practice, and I kept mostly foreign vehicles, okay? So for a nice little 10-year stint, I was in X5s, I was in Range Rovers, we was driving in style. So yeah, you're getting chauffeur driven everywhere you go. You're guaranteed to get a hot meal at night. Sometimes in the morning before school, but you're guaranteed to get a good hot meal at night, home cooked, and I can cook, right? So, got your own room. You know, that's a dream for any child to have their own room. Oh my God, I was so happy when my grandma finally let me have my own room. I can close my door, I can put a lock on it, can't nobody just come in. Oh, fix it, Jesus, fix it. So yeah, because you got to keep in mind I'm in touch with my childhood. So yeah, I was the type of mom that I wanted. Remember, I told you that too. So all that mixed together, yeah, had her own room, own TV, right? So clothes washed and folded. I know. Why would she want to leave? All her needs were being met. What reason would she have? So when you're putting pressure on a child to make a decision that should have been ultimately our decision, like if it was that bad and if he wanted her to stay with him, he should have been able to tell me when I asked him why. You got to have concrete reason. Like in my mind, the first thing come to mind is you can't even take her to school every day. Why? Not because you don't want to, but because your job is not going to allow you to. The time you got to be at work and the time you got to go. I have a job that's flexible enough to where I'm able to take her to school and go to work. So what? First of all, that's the first thing. Can you get her to school on time? No, you can't. Okay, now state the reasons why you feel it necessary for her to stay with you Monday through Friday and disrupt this arrangement that we have that's been going good. And I say going good because she was a 4.0 student and she was excelling in everything. So obviously whatever routine, schedule, structure she's living under should remain the same. But see, in the marriage, he was one of the type of dudes that like to change the game in the ninth inning. Believe it or not, that was one of the reasons why I left. You can't do that. Some stuff you just can't do. Some stuff just go against the law and go against nature. Like, you can't change the game in the ninth inning. You can't do that. So that should have been able to keep going, that routine. So I would always say no, okay? The baby knew everything that was going on in the house, everything we was working on, all the projects she was seeing, she was involved in. Why would she want to go? Would you want to leave your mama if your mama got you filming a trailer for a book at an airport where you actually getting inside antique? Come on now. We did a photo shoot. I did a calendar years ago called I'm Every Woman, where I was a fireman, I was a model, I was a police officer, and the kids was involved with a couple of the photo shoots. But you want to leave a mama that got you doing photo shoots? Oh, come on now, man. Life with me was exciting. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. My children were being groomed for everything that I'm doing right now. Yep. I wanted my kids to be just like me. Yep. I'm what you would call a jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. I wanted my kids to be kind of versatile and kind of innate in everything. You know what I mean? So if that's what I want, I got to make it happen, right? So I'm the type of person, let me just start out by saying it ain't hard, it ain't easy to be a child of mine. Let me just throw that out. That's a disclaimer. I'm gonna throw that out there. It ain't yeah, it ain't easy. I'm the first to say it. Because I'm one of those parents where I'm gonna push you to the limit. Yep, I know. Guilty. I'm gonna push you to the limit. If I see any potential in any area, anything, I'm gonna notice I'm gonna push it. So if I see two things that you probably wasn't seeing or didn't think of or wasn't paying no attention to, and you got like maybe two talents, I'm talking about if you was the child, right? I'm the type of mom, I'm pushing all four. All gas, no brake. Every day. Because I know what it takes to make it out here. You know what I mean? It ain't easy. Once you get out here and you see what the real world is like and how cold it is and how you on your own and how you got to make it happen by any means necessary. When you got to live those phrases, they ain't just something you spewing out your mouth in a lyric or something. Shit, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So you got to make sure your children are just as prepared and just as ready. And just as, only thing is, you probably learned it because you got caught slipping as to where you telling them so they ain't got to go through all that. They can sift through all the red tape and be on top. Like, so that's how I was looking at parenting. So I incorporated it in my parenting style. And I'll tell you how in this, if I can get through it all. It's a long one. Go put on your stretchy pants. So, pushing the limit. So, let me see. Let me give you an example. When we was promoting our events and stuff for the youth program and promoting for any event that we had, because we used to do give away back to school bags every year, right? So when we have stuff like that going on, the children were involved, so they had to volunteer to get out there with me and pass out the information. So when they would give out flyers, they would have to explain to people what's on the flyer. You got to tell people about our program. You got to tell people about the event. Tell them what to expect. The children have to do that, and I'm one of the type of parents, I'm going to put you on Front Street. So if we standing in front of somebody, and you standing right next to me, and they ask, what is this about? I'm going to step back. So therefore, you're on the spot. You got to explain it. And then I'm going to see how you do. Right? So if you're not that good at it, you stuttering and you, I don't know. Mom, help me. I'm going to pull you back and I'm explaining them what it is and I'm going to hold you for a second. And then I'm going to know and I'm going to make a note that I have to coach you a little bit more to get you more confident and more knowledgeable about the information. I got to find out what your niche is because eventually you're going to have to do it. And I'll tell you at the end. Right? So if you're good at it though, I think 4 steps ahead. So if you good at it and I'm watching you present this information and you dead on, oh, public speaker. Yeah, so I'm about to push that now. Now I'm about to watch how you do when you give out a couple flyers to just one person at a time. Now I'm about to see how you do when you giving out flyers to 4 people at a time and you telling them all at the same time. Oh, okay, you ready for that? Now I got to put you in a group setting. Now I gotta see how you present in a group setting. Okay, so now I'm preparing you for presentations as a child, right? So public speaker, that's one. I'm gonna push it. And let's just say I see you good at math. Yeah, you been getting straight A's in math ever since you was a little kid. You growing up now, your grades until you doing math. So you know what I'm gonna do? Bookkeeper, accountant for these businesses that we got. So now I'm gonna start having more conversations with you about the cost of material on certain jobs. Now I'm about to start talking to you about the cost of jobs and labor and how to price certain situations in certain jobs. Now I'm about to talk to you about how you pay your employees and how you calculate that because you good with numbers. So I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it. Now let's say the child got 2 talents. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yep. Let's say the child is good at drawing. You've been seeing little drawings and doodling everywhere and whatnot. Oh, that's an artist. You run up here and get you some little art supplies, little books on. Let me see what you can do, right? Shit, now you making logos for the business. Push it. I'm pushing it. Now we might have to sign you up for a couple classes now because I see you doing it. Now, mind you, we pushing the presentations, we pushing the math and the accounting, and now we pushing this drawing. And this is going on every day. Because every day I'm asking you about all 3 of those things. It's not easy being one of my kids. It's not. I'm telling you. That's why it's a very delicate situation. And yeah, when it comes to children, because you got to pack all of it in them. You got to do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's a matter of how you do it. You got to find a good balance, a good mixture, because you don't want to break the kid in the process. You put so much on the baby's shoulders and so much weight on them to where you can break them. So you don't want to do that. So you got to know your kid, you know? So, and let's say the 4th thing is they like to cook. Well, now you're gonna be responsible for cooking a meal at least once a week. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna give you recipes. I'm gonna shoot them to you, how you look them over. Yep, I'm gonna push you until you push back. Until you say, okay, Mom, I don't want to draw no more. I don't like it. I lost the passion for it. I went, okay, well, let me ease up on buying them damn supplies and let me find somebody else to do the logo. And then cooking, I don't like cooking so much. I just like cooking every now and then. Okay, well, I'm not gonna send you no more recipes. You cook when you want to cook, okay? Math. I don't like doing math. All right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to push you until you push back. That's me. Right? So, said all of that. Now, the public speaking type situation, another thing you can do if you notice that your child is very well spoken and don't have a problem standing in front of people, start talking to your kids about an array of things. I see y'all talking to me, hey, Sherlock, hey, Brother Dion. That's right. Preparing them for the while they're young. That's right. To deal with life. That's right. That's right. That's all what parenting is. I thought, Brother Dion, you know what I'm saying? Not just setting the computer in front of them, you got to talk to your children about an array of things. Like I used to talk to my children about politics, and I also used to have them volunteer on campaigns with us. Yep. I used to talk to them about business and entrepreneurship, and I used to also have them present when I speak to certain contractors just so they can understand what's going on and what I'm doing. Talk to them about credit. Talking about entrepreneurship so they can own their own business and work for self. Talk to them about money management. Talk to them about home ownership. So when you talk to your children about a array of things, they never caught off guard when they out in the street. They can join in any conversation. They can adapt to any environment. And they'll be confident in doing it. Can you believe all that just stemmed from me making them pass out flyers and talk to people about the event and the program? Would it surprise you to know that that was my mission at that time of me doing so? Like I say, you wouldn't understand me as a parent, baby. Yeah, I know. So yeah, preparing them to be able to walk into an arena, to be able to do presentations. Why? Because they do it in the real world. Brandon thanked me not too long ago because he was at his job one day and they put him on front. You know how they put you on front and ask you who you are and introduce yourself, little icebreakers. And he felt confident enough to get up and talk to people. And a lot of that come from me making them get out there, talk to people about the program. And I know and all my children should have that in them. You know what I mean? So, yep. Talk to your children about everything. Speaking artists, I got it. I'm trying to stay the script. So I said no because I knew she wasn't going to get none of that with him. And then let me backtrack. She actually stayed with him for a brief spell. Yep, I think it was about maybe a semester, maybe a whole semester, yep. He said that he would help her get her grade up. Now, mind you, her grade wasn't even dropping. But because I'm a fair parent, because there's no pride in parenting, because remember I allowed the oldest to go stay with her dad. Remember when he stopped taking her to school? I talked to the daddy and his wife, and she stayed with him Monday through Friday until I was able to change my schedule. But throughout that whole thing, I was still mom. I was still respected in that situation. Yep. When I allowed the baby to go stay with him for that brief time, I barely seen her. He didn't drop her off like clockwork like I was dropping her off every Friday. Yep, I barely seen her. He made it hard for me to get in touch with her. And then her grade was dropping when I finally did see. Yep, so she had to come back and stay with me. So I said, I won't make that mistake again. So yeah, there's no pride in parenting. But when you know you got a parent that's working against you, yeah, you want to ease up on isolating the baby just solely with that parent. Yep, so yep, I said no. Nope. Yep. So to see her, let me see. Yep. And the fact that I shared her the way that I did, it was no reason for her to have to stay with him like that. You know what I mean? You got to understand, he was welcomed at my house whether I was in a relationship or not, because I had a couple relationships. Yeah. He was welcome. Whenever she wanted to go over there, I would take her over there with no problem. It's times that we would just ride by and we'd just stop by. Because remember, it wasn't no beef. Yeah, so we'd stop by. It was his grade aunt. I would go sit on her porch and talk to her. Yeah, I would have a glass of wine with the wife. I would play with the son while I was over there. Yep. A couple of his friends would be over there. I'd go chill with them outside, kick it, talk about old times, little times we had. You know what I mean? Yep. couple of his friends seen me at the baby's birthday party. His baby. Fixing Jesus. See, they seen me at funerals. Yeah, see, this is my delusion. Because if you had people treating you like this, would you think you was beefing with them? Would you think that your baby daddy was talking bad about you if you was doing all this stuff? And I used to buy groceries when the baby was over there. I would call the wife and ask her if it's anything she needed. And I would pick it up and drop it off. Yeah, would you think the baby would want to escape a life like that? So no, yeah, because somebody told me I was delusional. Yeah, that was my delusion, because this is what was going on. So I never would have thought that all that other shit was going on behind the scenes. Never in a million years. And it was designed that way. I know. The baby was trained and groomed. Because you see what I was grooming them to do. You see what I was grooming them for. But they was grooming her to go against her mother. They was grooming her to lie to her mother. They were grooming her to betray her mother. They was grooming her to disown her mother. They were grooming her to disrespect her mother. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Yeah, so therefore, that's the reason why, DM. That's the reason why I didn't want her to stay over there. Yeah. And then for those entrepreneurs, I'm going to give you a little story, just a little small, real short story of how I helped Brandon distinguish a worker from a boss, right? So, let me tell you. By me taking my kids on jobs with me all the time, I'm sorry, Instagram, I told y'all this was a long one, get your stretchy pants and a beverage. Yeah. We would get into it after every job, right? Because by me teaching them the business, of course, you got to talk to them about pricing. So, of course, him knowing how much I'm getting each job, he looking to get half. And trust me, I asked his permission before I told y'all the story. Every job, every paint job, every clean out, everything. He looked like his pockets was short, right? So he got us a paint job one day, right? Asked me to work for him that day, right? I told him how much. He told me how much he was gonna pay me, and that was that, right? So that for that whole day, because one thing I hate people that count people's pockets. So me raising my children and using them in a way to where maybe they can eradicate certain things. That's one thing I wanted them to stop. I wanted them to stop people from counting people's pockets. So maybe they might say it to somebody. If I keep saying it to them, and then whoever they explain it to, maybe they'll say it to somebody. And before long, maybe people won't do it. Okay, so in this case, he would count my pockets, right? So he was the boss that day. So that means he was in charge of gas. He was in charge of the materials that was needed for the job. He had to pay me for the job. You know what I mean? Any questions that was asked about the job, I referred them to him because he was the boss for that day. And then he would tell me what he needed me to do. And then through that little experiment, we never beefed no more after every job. None. It was like he understood at that point. So sometimes you got to put your children in it. And that's what I did. I put my kids in it. So y'all, that's it for Coffee Conversation. I talked to y'all enough. Enjoy your day. I'm out. Mwah.